Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same, all hail King such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyya, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding of law. Named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division is titles, ego's a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same, all hail King such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyya, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding of law. Named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division is titles, ego's a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast. We put kufr and shirk on blast. Oh Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week that
We don't need you.
I'm
us
all
two
good.
will
I'm
do
all
this.
good.
You just
All right, man.
eat
We're live,
behind
man.
the laptop.
No?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh,
Live.
I got it in my ear.
Yeah, busy on the phone.
Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to Amu Yum Yum, the podcast where we seek to cure the kufr infected by injecting the Islamic perspective. I am your host, Amu Yum Yum. With us, as always, is the Amu you love to hate, Amu Yusuf.
That's right.
Very controversial.
Very-
Not like me. Nice
yeah,
guy.
Yeah, he's beta. So,
And with us, and with us today is brother Hisham of SCG.
Assalamu alaikum.
yeah.
Ah,
What is that?
yes, yes. Oh, it's very important.
Very, very important.
Hey, you don't get an acronym
Yeah,
unless you're very important.
yeah. Before
It's on a need to know basis.
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
And I don't think you need to know.
Before you don't need to know, let's go and talk about disclaimer. Always, you got to put the disclaimer on, right? Yes. The opinion of Amu Yam, the podcast, is based on Islam. That's right. You agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Roughly.
Yeah. Oh, roughly. Our intentions are to be correct. However, we may not always be right.
Yeah.
Others may differ in concept, but these are
ours.
all right. Gotta take a sip of this tea from what? SG what?
SCG.
SCG, yeah.
SCG has tea.
It's mashallah awesome tea.
And brandless
Shaykh
water.
Halid.
Brandless water too.
And brandless water. They're not supporting us. We don't support them. We just drink their water.
Yeah. We just drink, right?
Nevertheless, it's time for Random. What was the random?
Was it that article from Houston?
Oh man, yeah.
About that masjid?
There's a brother
Yeah.
who works for a news agency.
I think it was Fox.
Was it Fox?
Yeah, I think it was Fox.
Yeah, one of the worst ones, Wolf, Fox, whatever. So anyway, he works for them, and you know how you move up in the business. You know, you have to basically follow the trends because he's professing to be Muslim. Now all of the juicy Muslim, all the juicy Muslim stories.
Are they-
Basically, he's the inside man. Another word for inside man, spy. Okay, so back
claim.
when the COVID thing hit, it was they're trying to find out what businesses and what churches, what masajid weren't conforming to the 6 feet, weren't practicing COVID protocol, basically. So he's asking questions like, "Hey, at such masjid, do they pray 6 feet apart?" Like that investigative reporting, snitching type stuff. You know, I'm not with that, man. You know. So anyway, recently,
Yeah.
now Houston, Texas have over 200 masajid.
Oh yeah. Over 200 masjid. And I think 250,000 Muslim too.
Yeah. In Houston, Texas, don't let over 200, almost 300 masajid, get you all excited.
Excited, yeah.
Ooh. Anyway, so
Do you get excited like this?
yes, a lot of times.
see
lot of
When
Masajid?
I hear 200,
I've seen him. I've seen him on a video game. Anyway, so
So we didn't do that.
don't let that get you too excited
Did
because
you do that?
a lot of the masajid are ethnically and nationalistically divided.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. So they'll start a masjid, you'll call that the Indian masjid. That's the Pakistani masjid.
Desi masjid.
That's the
Arab
Desi
masjid.
masjid. That's this. Yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite, black masjid.
Yeah, the black masjid. Bawa to the Bible.
Hey,
Anyway.
I'm gonna start a white masjid.
Yeah. Hey, I like that
Because
one.
I like my people.
Hook me up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in the back area. So anyway, some woman said she identifies as an idiot. So she says that I don't feel comfortable at the existing masajid in Houston. So people like me, turns out she's lesbo. So he said people like me need a place we can go and feel comfortable. Well, are you gonna put Quran in that building? She's talking about starting her own,
Masjid?
ABCDQLP
Okay.
masjid, right? Astaghfirullah Adeen. If you're gonna have Quran in that masjid or a hadith in that masjid, that's problematic already. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, talking about starting at an all-inclusive masjid. She said the first thought was to start an atheist in Muslim masjid. Yeah, you read it was an article.
Wow.
First thought was to start an atheist
But
in Muslim
How does
masjid.
that work?
how does that work? That's kind of oxymoronic.
If you're gonna be ABCDLQP,
You can be everything
You can be anything.
except the haq, right?
Anything except the hawk.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll get a lot of funding
Oh, yeah.
because out of those almost 300 masajid,
Yeah.
this is the only one that will exist with the rainbow across the front, and everybody's going in looking like Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. You know what I'm saying? And I heard they're not going to have it there, and they're going to have.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
Time
You
is a
know-
lot.
New breakdance?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
La
So
ilaha
anyway,
illallah.
so who writes the article? The brother. No critique, no condemnation, no Islamic stance. Just basically like an advertisement for these people.
Mm.
And I told Yusuf, I say, is he Muslim or is he a kafir? Yusuf said, he's Muslim. I said, well, how much can you attack Islam and still be Muslim? I mean, how many attacks will Islam allow before we say, not a Muslim, munafiq, mutakhabarat,
Yeah.
Yeah, it could
I
be
mean, hey, it's about the deen. It's about
Right,
protecting
right.
the deen. It's not about protecting people's emotions. The problem today is that everybody's emotions are over deen. So you don't speak the haq if it hurts someone's feelings. The haq is not always soft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't be all inclusive.
You can't be. Impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Inna hadhihi ummatukum ummatan wahida.
Yeah. Yeah.
This ummah of yours is one single ummah. You know what I'm saying? That's what Allah Ta'ala says. So anyway,
So that was for the random.
it should have been shaking our Muslim head, but hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna shake our head harder than that one.
Right?
What's real quick? What's the shahada at the atheist masjid?
I bear witness that I don't witness anything, and
I was
that
thinking,
nothing is the last of anything.
They just did like a small, not small, a big edit.
Uh-huh.
La ilaha
Yeah.
Muhammad abduhu rasul.
No, they don't even say the
There's
last.
no la
Can't
ilaha.
say the last part because the last
Oh,
part.
because La ilaha means there's no God. You know?
Yeah, but you can't say the Muhammad and Rasulullah. You can't say that at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
I need something for my nose.
Really?
What happened?
Yeah. Napkin.
I am gonna sneeze live. This is one of the first sneeze ever live. Ready? 1, 2.
6 feet.
Rona!
COVID. Got it. Okay, here we go.
Alright.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, we're good. Don't worry. Nobody's
I
vaccinated.
said
yet.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
See, this podcast is not based on Islam. We have evidence. No, okay.
There was just a delay in the broadcast.
Yeah.
In the broadcast, yeah.
Yo, man, it been killing me. This morning I woke up with the itchy throat. I was
Yeah.
scratching my throat.
No,
So
no.
now
The sound is coming out from there. From the
From where?
phone. From the phone.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, just
Yeah, I can
close it.
Not the boss of me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
There I am. Just close
okay.
it.
It's close.
Okay.
So now
Now, before you go forward, actually, folks that are watching this live broadcast, do us a favor, go ahead and click share. We'd highly appreciate it.
I will.
What's poppin'?
Okay. What's popping? The topic is the new Muslim survival kit. Why is it titled that way? So, well, let me bring you up to speed. When a person hears about Islam, whether through dawah, irshad, or tawfiq, it's tawfiq. When we say that, we're talking about that there didn't seem to be any human element to why they were interested in Islam.
Yeah. This is by the grace
You
of
know,
Allah. Yeah.
Probably walked out of their apartment and saw the Muslims going, wow, I really admire, nobody actually told them what Islam was. So they initiated their introduction to Islam. So anyway, and it's been in the lab, of course, by Allah Ta'ala's will. So no matter what, when they come into Islam, one thing is a necessary component to have. Because without this, then how will they take a second step toward Islam? And that is the first condition of Shahada, which is ilm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always say, knowledge. I always say that there is no single hadith, there is no single ayah of Quran that says there are 7 conditions of Shahada. These are extrapolated from the text. If you disagree that there are 7 conditions of Shahada, if you can come up with the 8th, you're fine. If you can say, shouldn't be 7, really should be 6 because these two are actually similar,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, it's just like the Al-Asma no, it's like the Tawheed, the 3 branches of Tawheed.
Yeah,
Actually, there are 4.
Yeah.
If you could think of 5, but you can't limit them to 3. You can't because Al-Hakimiyya,
Allah says in the Quran, "Inal hukmu illa lillah."
Yeah.
And Ibn Taymiyyah came up with al-asma wa sifat, and other ulama came up with uluhiyya. Other
Rububiyyah,
ulama came up with rububiyyah
Uh-huh.
because of what was happening during their time. What was the most? They tried to simplify tawheed. When the Sahaba anhum only just knew tawheed, that was enough for them.
Yeah.
Khalas, that was enough. Okay. So anyway, so we say tawhid hakimi. They say bid'ah. Well, there's no hadith that says there are 3 branches of tawheed.
Correct.
There's no Quran that says 3 branches of tawheed. It's extrapolated from it. These qualities of uluhiyya, rububiyyah.
It comes from the. It comes from the
solely for Allah.
It comes from the nusus al-shari'iyya.
And nobody shares it.
Yeah.
And nobody shares it. So same with the 7 branches of, the 7 conditions of shahada. So we're saying that the first one they say is what? Ilm. Because ilm, whatever made you take your first step or first interest or spark toward Islam, that second step can't be taken without more knowledge. And as you get more knowledge, the more steps you take toward Islam, or you may decide this is not for me, do it about face and walk away, which is totally your right. As one brother said a long time ago, he said that you can contemplate Islam for 1,000 years. He said, but once you embrace Islam, there are obligations. You can contemplate it for 1,000 years. Once you embrace it, there are obligations.
Yeah.
Because the gradual, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that, inshallah, today or at another time, but maybe today.
Yeah.
So after that, you get knowledge of the deen. The first thing you need knowledge. Now, the question is, what would you need knowledge of? Because in order to enter Islam, Buni al-Islam wa ala khams, right?
Yeah.
And tashadu in la ilaha illallah, right?
Yeah.
Muhammad Rasulullah. Yeah. So Islam is based on 5. The first one is that you testify that there's no God but Allah, Muhammad is his messenger. This has to be done based on ilm, knowledge.
Yeah.
So the first knowledge you need is just to prove Allah Ta'ala is God alone. Fa'alam annahu la ilaha illallah. And to prove that Muhammad Sallallahu is the messenger.
So when you say prove, that means you have to think about it.
Yeah, of course. It's through the rational process.
Yeah.
You know
Not like through dreams.
Man.
I had a dream.
Yeah, some people dream.
Yeah.
There was this black guy that had a dream one time.
Really?
It shot him in his head.
Oh my God. Can't believe it. You know what he's talking about.
My favorite quote from him is "Ouch." Man, that
God.
turn the other cheek don't work.
Yeah.
I ain't got that many cheeks. I got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I got it.
That's why I like Malcolm X.
But yeah. That was.
He's a real man.
Yeah, real man.
Allah rahmahu, yeah.
A natural man.
Yeah.
A natural man.
Yeah.
That's not.
Right.
But nevertheless, so
Yes.
the first thing they'll need is knowledge, and knowledge of what? Proof that Allah Ta'ala is God alone. Proof that Muhammad is his messenger. Now, how long would that take to teach them that?
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Okay, I only got 30 minutes, man. Explain to me as much as you can. Okay, you don't have to give them a crash course. This is our stance.
Yeah.
From what we learned from giving dawah, right?
Yeah.
We took years of dawah classes, stuff like that. So the issue is that it may not happen that 30 minutes or that hour, whatever you have with them at that particular time. You may have to schedule another meeting, another whatever. You say, no, I don't want them to leave without the shahada, as one Muslim brother said, on his belt.
Shahada belt.
You know why he said on his belt?
New business idea. I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
You know why the brother said on his belt?
Yeah.
Because it's nowhere near the head. There's no shahada here.
Yeah.
Shahada, you want the shahada right here. Then next to his double.
Oh my God. Stop it, man.
Pass the double around the bubble.
He doesn't know what the double and the bubble, man.
He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. So,
Oh my
so
God.
that was one brother saying, let's get the shahada on his belt, man.
Yeah.
The problem with shahada on the belt
Yeah.
is that they go back home. And we give a scenario of, and it didn't come from me, so I'm not going to take credit, but there's 100 dirty frogs in a filthy pond.
Mm.
You take one frog out, one by one, and you clean it off. You let it go. Clean it off, let it go. How many dirty frogs will you have? 100.
Yep.
You say, but you clean them. They live in the pond.
Oh,
So the problem, that's why they live.
They're coming back.
This is the environment, right? Yeah. So the problem is that when you give that person a rushed shahada, that rush, that what do you call it? It's that rush, that microwave shahada. You give them the microwave shahada because you don't want them to leave without the shahada right around their double.
But brother, what if they leave and they're gonna hit by a car, man? Come on.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You got knocked. No, I was kidding. No. I mean,
see, I told you so.
That's what the Allah Ta'ala. But look at the man who was on his journey to take shahada, and the angels found him kafir because he didn't make it. And Allah Ta'ala says, was the distance from his destination or from his starting point? Which one was the furthest? He said, well, he was too far from his destination. Allah Ta'ala stretched the earth. He said, now go back and measure. That's Allah's mercy.
Yeah.
Allah stretched the earth, so now his departure point is longer than his destination. Yes. I'm saying? So that's Allah's mercy. So that person get hit by the car, they're in the best condition. They were contemplating believing in Allah Ta'ala and his Rasul. Yeah. Now that puts him way above these people that have no care, the atheists, the this, the that, puts him way above them. And Allah Ta'ala is merciful. I'm saying? So that's why I don't rush shahadas. I say, let's meet again and again and read this. And I want you to ask me questions and bring those questions back. If I can't answer, I'll find someone that can answer for you. Yeah. And we go over and over because you have to be convinced. Yeah.
You have to be 100% convinced, though.
Yes, but we're not going to discount people. Allah Ta'ala says about the people in the Quran, like, I don't want to fall in this category. I don't want to fall into this category. Mm-hmm. Allah Ta'ala says, there are people that come and say, I believe. And Allah says, you have no iman. Yeah. You have no iman. Because iman has not yet entered your heart. Yeah. Nevertheless, if you obey, Allah Ta'ala goes right to the obedience. Okay, you became Muslim because this handsome Pakistani brother you want to get with. You know what I'm saying? Or you became Muslim because, this sister walking around and she says,
you see how he walks?
And she says, I'm not going to marry you because I can't marry a kuffar. You would have to be a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? See, whatever sparked you into Islam, you got to start taking steps toward knowledge.
Yes, of course.
But let's say, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that BS y'all talking about. I want to be a Muslim because that sister is fine. Yeah. Now, you can't stop at Shahada. Okay, you can't stop the sister that want to get with that fine Pakistani brother who says, I only want a sister. You got to be a Muslim to marry me.
Yeah.
That's fine. But what happens? Allah said, but if you obey Allah and his messenger, Allah will forgive you. Allah will not discount your good deeds. Okay? So it still goes to the obedience. The problem with Muslims today, there's no obedience. Obedience is not even a requirement now. Obedience is not a requirement. It's get the shahada on your belt, no hijab on your head. Get the shahada on your belt, go home to your kafir husband. Get the shahada on your belt, go home to your living girlfriend. Get the shahada on your belt, go ahead and meet your gang tonight and y'all sling rocks on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Slang that yay. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening. Yeah. When we studied for years learning the da'wah, the Namal Islam, learning how to carry the da'wah, what we learned was that the objective of the da'wah is to change the thinking.
That's
to change that person's view, how they see life now. You change it, okay? It was not to have them change the day of ritual from Sunday to Friday. It was not to have them change their costume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From their Sunday suit to a thobe or a kufi or whatever. That was not the objective.
Right.
The objective is to change the thinking. And once the thinking changes, the limbs are going to follow.
The behavior going to change.
Now, what did Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how did he describe Iman? He said Iman is conviction.
I'tiqad, yeah.
Yeah. Conviction. Settle here, I'm saying, of the heart, right? And implementation with the limbs. That's what Iman does. Once you're convinced, it calms the heart. It settles the heart. And now it's easier to practice. Yeah. And when you find people saying, man, I want to be Muslim, but that hijab is too hard. But aren't there Muslims that don't wear hijab? Aren't they still Muslims? See, that's what you do to the deen. Yeah. But you won't accept that in no other aspect of life. What aspects? We talked about it, right? Here's a person. They thinking about getting into medical school. They studying toward their LVN. No. We're going to make you a doctor. You can learn after we make you a doctor. Would you accept that? You'll kill people. Hundreds of people would die because that person's not qualified to be a doctor.
Wow.
I want to be a brain surgeon. Okay, sign this application. Okay, you don't qualify, but don't worry about that. We're going to make you a brain surgeon. You know what I'm saying? And you'll learn on the job. That's what we do to Islam. Right. Because we see Islam less than occupation.
SubhanAllah.
You know what I'm saying? Airplane pilot. I want to fly.
Good one.
I want to fly. I'm gonna go to a costume shop and buy me a costume. I'm gonna walk in like this. That's how I walk. I'm walking like this, and I'm gonna get on the plane. They will say, "Sir, you're not qualified." Oh, don't worry. I'm Muslim, and they told me I could learn. I could be a pilot.
As you go.
Then I can learn in the air.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels uses. He says, "Build it as we fly," or something like that. He said, "Build the plane as we fly." That's how people work. They want to build the plane as they fly, and it doesn't work. So
it does disservice actually.
Yeah, when you tell new Muslims, just be a Muslim. No knowledge.
Yeah. But wouldn't they be safe from hellfire, inshallah, if they just become Muslim?
If they obey. So now you're telling a person who Aisha radiallahu anha said, if the Sharia was revealed in early Mecca, very few people would have became Muslim. But Muhammad concentrated on the Tawheed.
Then in Medina.
When the Hijrah came from Medina, Allah Ta'ala sent the legislation down thick and heavy.
And they took it.
Easy. So you got to go through the process of explaining Tawheed, so on and so forth. You got to go through that process. You got to come back in the camera. You're kind of getting too relaxed, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, don't ever relax on this show.
It's the chairs.
This is the issue we're saying.
Yeah.
You can't build it while you fly. You can't be a doctor. You can't become a doctor, then learn to be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do that, what is the quality of your work?
Yeah.
What is the quality of your takeoff and landing? You know what I'm saying? If we thought of the deen more in higher respect than that, I think that we would start to develop more quality than quantity. And the last thing I'll say before we move on and open it up, that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned that a time will come that the nations of the world, United Nations, will unite and devour you like dogs around a plate of food. They said, this is a Sahaba who live under Islam. Right?
Yeah.
They said, Ya Rasulullah, would it be because of our small numbers that day? That's automatically you would think that. Muhammad said, La. Balla, you would be kathir. You would be many, but you'll be weak. See, and what do we have today? They're finna start a gay masjid in Houston, Texas. Because of us, man.
Yeah.
We I almost say the F word. I almost said the F-A.
No.
Word.
This is a.
Yeah, but we become we homosexuals basically, almost, at heart. We weak, bro.
Yeah.
We weak. You know what I'm saying? We weak. And now they can put up a gay masjid now. And anybody gonna say a damn thing. Because we weak. We don't have a home. Even our lands that were once ruled by Islam, those are not our homes.
Yeah.
For this podcast, we would die there.
Yeah.
We would die back in Muslim lands. So stop telling us to make hijrah. How the hell we gonna make hijrah to more oppression?
I get tired of that word because
we're gonna leave oppression to go to oppression. The kabir,
Because the hijrah is an Islamic term, right?
Yeah, of course.
Which means it has condition, arkam, and usul, and ahkam. So if there's no Dar al-Islam, what are you going to make hijrah to? If you're talking about immigrating to Muslim land, just say we're going to immigrate or move.
Yeah. Immigrate and shut up. You're going to immigrate and shut up. When I was 24, 25 years old, maybe 25, a brother from Jordan said he could get me into a Jordanian university and I could study Islam there. He told me that when I was 25 years old.
Yeah.
He said, but he heard me give the khutbah. Because I was giving the khutbah since I was 20, 22, 21.
MashaAllah.
Okay? So he said, if you say that stuff, they'll kill you. He told me. He said, go there, learn, shut up. He said, or they'll kill you. So I went to Brother Tariq, and I went to the other brother, Abu Ahmed, and I asked him, I said, I got an opportunity to go to Jordan, it's like that. He said, why? He said, everything you need to know about Islam, you can actually learn it here. He said, over there, they're going to teach you,
Censored.
Yeah, just enough to get. They're gonna teach you a certain amount of Islam, give you a thobe, and send you back to the United States.
And send you back.
Yeah, send you back to. I mean, that's
stamp.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Give me some ijaza.
Ijaza.
Put that ijaza on me, man. It's brand new.
At least you can make a lot of money. Because a lot of imam with the degree, mashallah.
I used to tell brothers all the time. I say the two biggest scams for Muslims to make money. I say become a gynecologist. Or a sheikh. So you can have the sisters come in, sister, mashallah, take off that. Assalamu alaikum.
Ooh, yeah.
This guy.
Or you can become a sheikh and say, sister, I want to counsel you. Oh, you have a jinn. It's right there. Let me get it out.
Oh, what are you gonna use to get out? Holy
Bro,
water?
bro, it's the two biggest scams happening right now.
Yeah.
The shuyukh, you know what I'm saying? With a certificate. Sahaba never had a certificate. Name one of the Salaf that had a certificate. Not a one. No certification,
They're
no
a tradition
certificate.
of learning from
Yeah.
one alim with another.
They learn
student.
in the halaqah. Just as I learned, I'm not saying I'm that level. I'm saying that we learn in halaqah. In halaqah, intense learning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we learn. I'm not a very good student, so I only know so much. But I'm just saying, like, that's how we learn. In halaqah, just as the tradition of the ulama to learn in halaqah. Now they say you got to go to a university. A university is going to teach you how to establish Islam. Teach you how to be a black belt in prayer.
However they want you to do it.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
You gotta slap him.
It's like a black belt,
but
man.
you see what happened when you study Islam in these so-called universities? It's not that bad, but you see what happens is this. They're gonna teach you Islam academically.
They're going to give you grades.
Just academia. But
yeah.
there's nothing involved like, okay, I'm gonna use some of this and apply it in real life. Make sense?
Anytime they can give you they can grade you on Aqidah, that's a problem. Aqidah is what you know and what you don't know. They are ulama that different on Aqidah. I know we say that they do. What's ulama do? Yes, they do. They do on Aqidah. Because some Aqidah issues. Aisha anha different with the Sahaba.
Yeah.
That brought her, they say it was a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu that said that the relatives that cry over the grave of the deceased increase the punishment in the grave. She said this contradicts no bearer of a burden can bear the burden of another.
Yeah.
She rejected it right off the rip. She rejected it. I know we still repeat it because we find it in Bukhari, what have you. But Aisha rejected it outright. She said it contradicts the Aqidah because they use the Aqidah to protect against traditions and things like that, understandings that contradict what we understand as basic. Allah Ta'ala don't. I mean, how am I going to get punished for something I have no control over? That's not even just.
Yeah. Again,
That's almost like the original Adam sin trash. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. It goes against the Aqidah because our thinking has to be based on the Aqidah when you look at life, not just the nusus al-Shari'iyah and the Islamic text. I'm talking about life in general. Like when you look at life, how I'm viewing it from what perspective. Does that make sense? Because nowadays we have Muslim, alhamdulillah, but if you look at all these countries that were created by the colonists, right? A lot of the Muslims are, I would say the word brainwashed because the education system taught them a certain way. That's why they're coming out like that. And that's why sometimes you see them, you get surprised because they were taught that way from elementary all the way to university and so forth. Make sense?
And like I mentioned, Allah Ta'ala, those shahada on the belt, understanding that is an understanding. Give them shahada real quick and then let them learn Islam later. But the doctors and airplane pilots don't get that luxury, okay? Because I would be a pilot right now.
Because we're not talking about like, because nobody can learn the whole, at least the
only
core,
La ilaha illallah Muhammad
first.
Rasulullah. Because if you're convinced of that, then you don't have a problem praying.
Yeah.
You won't have a problem praying. You won't have a problem covering. You won't have a problem this. You won't have a problem that. People that have a problem covering don't believe, they don't have the correct aqidah.
Yeah.
Iman hasn't entered their heart. People that have a problem making salat, Iman hasn't entered their heart. I'm telling you, if you like Jerry Springer more than you like Salat, there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not calling you a kafir. I'm saying there's a problem. And Allah Ta'ala says, even for those who Iman has not yet entered the heart, if they obey Allah and His Messenger, where's the obedience? Where do we see the obedience today? I'm not saying sinless. I'm not talking about that.
Because
we're talking about actually obeying.
Yeah, because the belief without action is like nifaq.
Yeah, well.
It's like hypocrisy. I mean, you claim you're believing, but if you don't act on it, then again, we're not saying that you're not going to go through a shortcoming. You're not going to make mistakes. Of course, we all make mistakes, but the fact that if you don't act on your belief, then you're not believing. It just does.
And one of the biggest issues is that the shame. Muhammad said, if you don't have shame, do as you please.
Yeah.
And shame is known as the last strong, the last level of Iman. Yeah. Once shame goes, Muhammad said, do as you please. Because when shame is removed, now shame is a condition of tawbah, of repentance. You have to feel ashamed.
Nowadays, I mean, look at the social media, man. People sharing the haram stuff left and right. And it stays there.
Bruh.
You know what I mean? What if they die?
The sister on Facebook, bro. She's in niqab.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Next picture, bikini.
Really?
Straight bikini. Yeah. With tattoos on her body. She posted up. I said, Ya Allah, man. I'm trying to figure out, brother named Qasim posted this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, and this person agreed with him. but the profile was uncovered. I said, this Kafir agreeing? I said, let me see. I clicked on the Kafir. I said, I want to see something about this Kafir. What makes her agree with this? I see Niqabi pics, but a big bikini pic. Big one. Like the third picture. Big, like bikini with the tats. And I said, okay, I see what this is. Philadelphia. Yeah, okay,
Philly.
whatever, yeah.
Bro, that's bad repetition.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Another one. Profile pic got niqab on, or hijab. Not niqab, but hijab.
Mm-hmm.
It says such and such just went live. I tapped on it. No hijab. I clicked it off. I mean, just she's out. She's out at the club, wherever she. I'm like, look, Ophelia. Okay. So anyway, it's madness, bro. So Allah Ta'ala says, if a man hadn't entered your heart, you still have to obey.
Yeah.
That's what it says in the Quran. You still have to obey. Where's the obedience going to come from, though? You don't have no society. So you give a dude shahada walking, hey man, you got a couple of dollars, man, give me something to eat, man. I say, yeah, man. I say, and this is from the Muslims. You know what I'm saying, you know, we give, we get good deeds. You know, you in need, so on and so forth. You know, we get good deeds. Man, Islam sounds pretty nice, man. You know, let me hear some more about it. Oh yeah, this and that, man. Yeah, I think I want to be Muslim right now, huh? Well, you know, no, I'm gonna be Muslim right now. I'm tired of being hungry. No, well, hold on, because we hungry too. Muslims are hungry too. Don't think Islam got food. Like when I gave a lecture at a Catholic school. Little kids,
Very
you know,
nice.
they were like 6, 7 years old, right?
Very nice.
First question. Imam Sadiq. Yes, sir.
That's how they sounded.
Yes, sir. He said, what kind of animals do they have in Islam? I said, giraffes and hippopotamuses. And I'm just kidding. I said, Islam is not a place.
Yeah.
You know, I said Islam is a system to live
Belief,
by.
yeah.
It's a belief and a system to live by. I said, it's not a particular place. Sir, no hippopotamus. I'm out. I'm just kidding. You know, anyway, yes. So you know, questions. These are babies.
Kids,
You know,
yeah.
these are babies, yeah. So anyway, I want to set it up that way, kind of long-winded, but
It's very important.
guest.
What's up?
Any thoughts? Any thoughts on that?
I'm with I'm with you in with some things, and some things I kind of
I'm like Kevin
see a
Samuels.
little different.
I would like to know who disagrees.
Right?
Now, what part you
I mean, I understand that they have to have that knowledge,
Okay.
right? But everyone has their own vice, right?
Okay.
You have a brother who, you know, just his desire is alcohol, for example.
Okay.
But he genuinely.
I can't understand that, but go ahead.
You can't.
Nah.
But he.
I used to gang bang, and alcohol and drugs is called slipping. I've never been part of slipping.
Okay.
So, okay.
But go ahead. I'm listening with you. Go ahead.
You know, with the culture now, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, drink at work, drink at home, drink in your sleep, whenever you can.
Yeah.
But he has that. That's his one thing,
Okay.
right? He understands La ilaha illallah.
Okay.
He understands Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But that's the one thing that's holding him back. I can't give it up.
Is he Muslim already?
No.
Okay, so he's thinking about becoming Muslim, but he's an alcoholic.
Not even necessarily alcoholic.
He's alcoholic.
But, okay, we can say
When you say I can't give it up, you already defined. You put him in alcoholism. You said he couldn't give it up.
Yeah.
When I say that, I'm actually referring to someone I know. He loves his glass of
He's
whiskey
alcoholic.
every night.
He's alcoholic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you?
He can leave that stuff, man. Come on. That's stuff.
لا يخلون الجنة ثلاثة. Three
Yeah.
will not enter paradise. One of them, the drug addict.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not saying people can change overnight. But the point is, I'm trying to figure out why you don't think you're alcohol.
Huh?
Why you don't think you giving him the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, I mean he believes in it, but his only thing is like
He believes in what?
in what Islam is, what we teach about Islam.
But he doesn't act on it, though.
Okay. Well, I mean, my brother say he believes in it.
Yeah, but...
But he keeps an ice chest full of Bud Light, I think it is.
Okay.
And he says, I'm not gonna say Shahada.
It's like those people who always want to say, I want to be all knowing you can't be all knowing, but I want to know as much as I can before I enter Islam.
But
Which is
that's
impossible.
impossible. It's impossible.
Even
really
us,
can't.
even with us, we were still learning.
That's a cop out, really.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a cop
They're
out.
just delaying the process. Shaitan is working his magic.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the same thing to a different degree. intellectually he believes it, but he has like that desire for something else.
Okay, why is he sharing that he's a drunk? Why is he sharing that? I don't understand. Or you just know him as a drunk?
No, I know him through
Interacting.
5-6 years of discussions.
Oh,
He's like,
okay,
Islam
okay.
is the truth, and I know.
Is he ever drunk when you're discussing with him?
No,
Is he ever buzzed?
no.
Okay, then he's functioning.
Yeah.
So if he becomes Muslims and fight his nafs, if he becomes Muslim and fight his nafs, if you say he already has the concept, he already believes, he just has that vice. We all have vices.
Yeah.
Some of us have vice lifestyle, and some of us have we're in and out of. We have this thing that's that's
comes and goes.
Yeah, it comes and goes,
Yeah.
and we fight it, and it comes and it goes. It's our struggle. Nobody is without it. Everyone has a qareen, a jinn companion that suggests evil.
Yeah.
Muhammad Sallam had one too, but he had submitted. He became Muslim, and only told Muhammad Sallam to do good. So I'm saying, but with us, we have one that suggests evil to us, whether subconsciously or it's an actual whisper. We have it. So we all have vices. I'm saying, like, if this man was known to drink, I don't care, socially, casually, whatever, that's not something that he should be sharing if he's convinced of Islam.
Yeah.
We should never know he drinks.
See, but that was the thing where this discussion kind of got to that point is like, you agree with all the teachings. You know, subhanAllah, he was teaching me some things. He was deep into it. I was like, why don't you do it? Literally,
I think he has. I think he has a lot of information.
What do you mean, like information?
I'm saying, like, I know some people that have a lot of information about Islam, but it's like Muhammad Sallam said that it doesn't go past the throat. Yeah. It's just a lot of information.
Yeah. And don't forget that hadith when one of the Yehudi was passing by Muhammad Sallam and the Sahaba.
It was aql, yeah.
Yeah. So Muhammad Sallam said that if he had aql, the mind, he would become Muslim.
Yeah,
the thinking.
Yeah, one of Sahabi said, Ya Rasulullah, that man is known to be aql. He's known to be intelligent, among the people. Muhammad Sallam said if he was intelligent, he would be Muslim. Yeah. So the intelligent thing is actually to embrace Islam. That's the intelligent thing. Like I said, if he has that vice, I don't know him, so I should never hear about it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about from you. I'm not talking about from you. I'm talking about that if he sees me, Assalamu alaikum, everything's fine, I should never know that he's a drunk. Yeah. Or that he drinks.
I know, but he actually told me why. And that was his reason for not
convert, not accept, not embracing.
Well, he told you that's his reason for not converting, or he told you why he drinks?
No, that's his reason for not converting is because he loves his whiskey.
Oh well, I mean,
how do you advise someone like that?
Okay, he said he loves his whiskey, but you said he has a lot of knowledge, right? He knows Allah is God alone. He knows Muhammad is a messenger. If you love whiskey more than you love Allah and His messenger, and you fear being without whiskey more than you fear the health, that burn you get in your throat from the whiskey, I heard about it. I never drink. But I'm saying, but I've never drank whiskey, but wallah, you know what I'm saying? But that burn you get in your throat, from whiskey, and people that drink whiskey might be saying, you don't get no burn. I heard you get a burn. I'm saying, so the burn you get in your throat,
there's nothing
compared to the hellfire. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced of your level of knowledge.
Yeah, because the thing is, let's hypothetically say that Allah guided him and he became Muslim, inshallah, right? Inshallah. And he's still drinking. Well, none of his salah be accepted.
Yeah,
none of his ibadah
no barakah for it. But the obligation still is on it over his head. The obligation is here until you release it. But there's no barakah for his salat. So that means you love the whiskey more than you love Allah. You love the whiskey more than you love the messenger. You love whiskey more than hidayah. You fear the drought from whiskey more than you fear the hellfire. That's a hard one to sell, man.
Even if
and guess what? We don't need him. Islam don't need him. Yeah. We actually need to do a Muslim clearance sale. but we need to downsize. We got too many Muslims.
Even the people that change their lifestyle completely because they believe in something.
Yeah.
They switch to anything.
Bruh. People have heard of kale.
Yeah.
Kale diet. Yeah. I'm on it. I'm saying. People heard of kale. They went to kale.
Yeah.
People heard of what's the other Herbalife.
Yeah. Or vegan.
Vegan. Oh, vegan? You can get there's meat substitutes and do you know
There's
there's 40 pounds of poop in your body at any given time? Oh, I'm gonna be a vegan and stuff like that. Do you know how long it takes to digest the beef and they change it
because they believe in it.
they believe in it. I used an example the other day. I was talking to my wife actually. I told her, I said, if you were walking, you're finna enter a backyard or enter a home. Let's say you're about to enter a home. Because, you know, Catholics have dogs in the house these days. You know what I'm saying? So you're finna enter a home and you see a sign on the door. What happened? Okay. You guys move. Beware of dog. Pit bull bites. Vicious pit bull. It bites. Mm-hmm. I said, would you walk in there with yourself and my children? She said, no. Because the question was, all these Muslims that don't wear hijab, because her hang up is hijab, because she don't believe. I'm saying, so her hang up is hijab. She said, all these Muslims that don't wear hijab, are they still Muslim? I said, yeah, they're Muslim. Unless they say they don't have to. But you don't know that just by looking at them. If they don't feel they have to. If they say my hijab, my choice, that's a kafir statement. That's a kufr statement.
That's a secular statement.
Yes, a secular elimination. That's a secularist. It's not your choice. Allah put it in category of fard, obligatory. If you are balaga, you know, if you are mature, have puberty, whatever, post-pubescent. So anyway, I said, if you saw that sign on the door, would you enter it? Because she says, I believe Allah is the only God. I believe Muhammad is his messenger. But I got a problem with I said, okay, if you saw that sign on the door, vicious pit bull bites, beware of dog, would you enter the house with yourself or your kids? She said, no. I said, why not? It's just a sign. It's just a statement. It's happened to be in writing. I said, what if I write the Shahada down? You know, would that put that on I said, would that affect your movement, your actions? You know, that's the thing about it. You have to, that Shahada has to mean something. Yeah. If you love whiskey more than you love Allah and his messenger, bro.
Okay, so we've kind of discussed this a while ago, but what's wrong with that? What's wrong with taking
loving whiskey?
No. No, I get
hey, halal whiskey, man.
He obviously knows that it's haram. He knows that it's haram, obviously.
Okay.
But what's wrong with saying take the shahada and work on the spice? And the reason I say that, I mean, look at the Quran. It was revealed over 23 years. It was revealed in stages.
Mm-hmm. So you give them 23 years to stop drinking.
No, but it's a concept, though. Imagine everything in the Quran is revealed at once. How difficult would it be for these people to become Muslim? You even said earlier that if the legislation was given at a certain time, then we would have very few Muslims.
Yeah, because it takes a system. In Mecca, they had no system.
That's why.
13 years Mecca, there was no system.
That's why.
They couldn't even make adhan in public. They couldn't even make Jamaat, Salat in public. There was no Jum'ah. There was no Masajid. There was no Madrasa. There was nothing.
In Medina, that's where it started.
Medina, when they made Hijrah, the Ansar gave them the keys to the city. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And they were allowed to implement Islam. So now you have adhan, you have the first Madrasa, then you have the first Masjid established where the camel landed, the first Masjid. All of this happened. Then Allah sent down legislation thick and heavy. No more drinking. See, all those about drinking.
What did he send before that?
In Mecca.
Yes, but in regards to
there's no punishment.
Yeah.
There was no.
But in regards to alcohol, what did he reveal before that?
He said drinking is from the shaitan. Yeah. Then he said don't approach it in salat.
Because the subject was about the salah, not about
that's not gradual.
So it is gradual.
No, you can't. How do you outlaw liquor in Mecca?
It wasn't outlawed. It wasn't outlawed in the first place.
How do you outlaw it in Mecca?
Yeah.
They outlawed it in Allah outlawed it in Medina. Allah outlawed it in Medina.
Yeah, but it's just for the Muslims who are there, even if there was 10, 20, 50.
What was the punishment for bearing baby daughters alive in Mecca?
None.
At that time? Pre-Islam?
No, pre-Hijrah.
Yeah.
Not pre-Islam. What was the penalty for bearing a baby? Because they were still doing it.
Yeah.
What was the penalty for bearing a baby daughters alive? What was the penalty for making tawaf naked around the Kaaba?
I guess nothing.
There were still idols in the Kaaba, the house of Allah. And we're concentrating on gradual alcohol. After Hijrah, Allah outlawed it and there was a punishment of flogging for it.
So you're saying because of their position, that's why it didn't all come at once.
You can't outlaw anything in Mecca. You have no authority.
was no authority.
Well, not just
But
that.
what about for the individual?
Yeah.
That's what Allah was addressing the individual. Don't approach Salat, sahun, don't approach Salat drunk or forgetful. You know, it covers being drowsy. You know what I'm saying? Until you understand all that you say. That also covers, Allah called it instrument of shaitan and stuff like that. So Allah was talking bad about it. He talked bad about burying the baby daughters alive, but you don't see no punishment for it. Allah is condemning it.
Yeah.
Even conceptually. It's all conceptually. Yeah. But when hijrah, post-hijrah, that's when you have the punishments coming.
Here's another thing. When I studied all the book of Sharia and Hadith and fiqh from the scholar of the past, there is no a single subject that I came across that talks about tadarruj.
Yeah.
Nothing in the Sharia. Yeah. Nothing. The only time I saw the tadarruj is in the al-Asr al-Hadith, which is the modern time after the 19th century going forward. Then they start to use this argument, but there's no Sharia evidence because all our action is based on the Shar. What is the Shar? Quran and Sunnah. Ijma al-Sahaba. Ijma al-Sahaba, then Ijma al-Qiyas. The ijtihad, right? Since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ, let among you be ummah, يَأْمُرُ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ, do the da'wah, right? So da'wah is part of ibadah, right? Yeah. If it's part of ibadah, that means it has a condition, urkan, usul. None of them says this. Yeah. Right? Does that make sense? And even Muhammad sallam, when the revelation came to him, when he told the Sahaba, he wasn't like, hey, when it came, khalas, take it. Samana wa ta'an, right? Samana wa ta'an, right? That's what they used to do. So we have to be very careful because this argument, because you can take the same argument and apply it to the system we're living right now. Yeah. They say that democracy is Islam because Islam is shura, so that equals democracy, which is incorrect, for example, right? So in the Sharia, it says what? That the shar, so the Sharia is supposed to be the rule and not the maslaha, because nowadays in the modern time when people say, they use maslaha mursala, they say if it benefits the ummah, if it benefits the Muslim, we can twist it because it's became the opposite.
Because it says Islam was revealed for the benefit. It actually doesn't say that. If Islam was revealed for the benefit, then that means Islam is beneficial, not the benefit.
Yeah. So if you look at the fiqh, for example, some of the popular sayings in the book of fiqh, like for example, al-asl fil af'al at-taqayyud bil-hukm al-shar'i. So the origin of any action in life, it has to follow by a hukm shari, which is Quran and Sunnah Ijma Sahaba, right? Another one, al-asl fil ashya, the original on the things, al-ibaha, which means permissibility, ma lam yurad bidalil al-tahrim. If there's no clear, definite evidence for forbidding such items and whatnot. So these are the rules, right?
So because Allah says He created everything for us. Yeah. Everything on earth is for a purpose for us to sustain our life. You know what I'm saying? Everything is for us. So things already have a halal, side note or halal, bookmark to it, except illa ma haram Allah, except what Allah made haram. So that's what we have to,
Yeah. So if you look at the Shar, this subject, I mean, through my studies, if anybody out there can find anything that talks about through the ulama in the past, the subject of tadarruj, I did not find any. Does that make sense? Everything is just like
tadarruj is gradual implementation of Islam.
Right.
Now, the thing about the 23 years, just to touch that real quick. Okay, Islam is revealed within a 23-year period. So a person becomes Muslim if we give them 23-year period. Or even post-hijrah, hijab was a couple of years after hijrah, okay, that it was actually revealed to, and the women had a dignity then. Women had a dignity. Because the women would strike their feet and jiggle their ankle bracelets to attract attention. That's why women that wear ankle bracelets are considered loose, because that's something that prostitutes did. Now, we know prostitutes by looking at them, but today the style is prostitution. Back when I was growing up, prostitutes dressed a certain way. Loose girls dressed a certain way, okay? And good girls dressed a certain way. So today, even then, the prostitutes were, quote unquote, modest. And how did you know them? They would draw attention to themselves. Because otherwise, they couldn't do this and that. They couldn't wear hoochie shorts and stuff like that. Hoochie jilbab. Yeah. Hoochie jilbab? Or the abaya that stops right here?
Hoochie jilbab, what is that?
Yeah. So anyway,
what kind of hoochie is that, man?
The issue is this. So they would strike their feet, their ankle braces, to draw attention to themselves. But nevertheless, so Allah Ta'ala says, draw your khimar,
which the khimar was already there, ala jayubihinna, over the cleavage or over the breast. So the jayb is from the neck to the bosom. Some people, they say, oh no, the jayb is the whole, like, stop, dude. He's about the jayb is the face, really. Oh man.
Khimar means head cover in Arabic. Anyway.
Yeah, they're trying
from
to.
the word khamr,
they're trying to push.
The alcohol makes you like close your mind.
Yeah.
Khimar come from
Khimar, yeah, exactly.
the
head. They're trying to push their understanding.
Narrative. Yeah, the secular,
which makes hypocrisy look like the order of the day, because nothing they say they actually practice. These certain people, right? Yeah. The people that say the jayb is the face. Now they got legitimate ulama that may have said that. They would happen to be wrong. And it's okay if an alim is wrong. Yeah. Well, who are you to say, okay, I can show you an alim that says the alim is wrong. Yeah. Are you comfortable now?
Yeah, but don't forget also when Muhammad sallam, when he made the Hajjat al-Wada',
yeah.
What did he say? Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. I have completed it.
Yeah. And guess what? What happened during that 23-year period? Let's say someone became Muslim at the last year before the death of Rasul Muhammad sallam. What did they practice?
No alcohol.
No, everything that had been revealed up to that point, they jumped right in. There was no
Yeah, the Sahaba did not take their time.
Because if we don't concentrate on pre and post Hijri, understanding the dynamics of that, we're going to think that it was gradual. That's why the ulama of the past didn't write about it. I'm saying, the ulama of the past didn't write about it because it wasn't a standard. Now we try to make it a standard. Why? Because we do walk in the masjid.
What is that?
I want to be a Muslim. Got his nails are long, feet done. I want to be a Muslim.
What are you talking about, man?
I'm just saying, but they walk in the mass like that. Oh yeah, I want to give him shahada. I want to give him shahada. Take him home to the hotel.
It wasn't the guy who spread his leg, right now?
Yeah. He burnt the sheikh. You know about that?
Yeah.
At Islamic Center.
Sheikh Yusuf.
They had this one.
It was hilarious, man.
Wait, this is real?
Yeah.
This one Luthean was at an Islamic Center. He walking around. You know what I'm saying? And he's walking around.
That's not exaggeration.
Had his feet done, and his hands. I mean, it's okay to have a pedicure.
I think my feet. Come on.
It's okay to have to be neat, but he was. Anyway, so this guy right here, he sits down for halakha. He has a thobe like you have, right? Is that the same? Is that the same one?
No, okay.
So he sits down with the thobe, and the sheikh is sitting. We're sitting on the floor in halakha.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, in the masjid, and he said right in front of the sheikh, and he busted open on it. Burnt it.
Oh, wow.
He burnt the sheikh right there. The sheikh said,
like he's not wearing nothing.
Yeah, the sheikh did like, sheikh turned his head and said,
hilarious, man.
He said, oh, Asma.
Oh my God, it was funny though. I could have
Man, there too?
I was there.
He burnt it. Say, in prison, we call that burning. You know what I'm saying? It's called posting somebody up.
Oh, you should shut his face, man.
If somebody's sitting down and you sit like this close to them and open your legs, it's called posting them up. In prison, they got a thing called the come on game. It's like a homosexual game.
Oh my God!
But nobody's. I mean, some people are doing that, but I'm saying like it's really like a joke thing that people do in prison. It caused a lot of fights, but a lot of people don't get down like that. It's called the come on game. It's like you pumpkin booty, Anyway, so even the lieutenant walking up the stairs. Damn, Lou, you kind of thick. You kind of thick, Lou. Call Lieutenant Lou. Damn, Lou. Everybody get it. Officers, everybody get it. But anyway, he burnt the sheikh. He bust open his thobe like this, sat down Indian style and busted open, right? And the sheikh saw the double. So I didn't see the double. I was on the side. I didn't get burnt.
You got lucky.
I didn't get burnt. It's like X-ray. The sheikh turned like this. He said, brother, put it down.
Put it down.
He said, I can see the double and part of the bubble.
He didn't say that.
He said, I see double and partly bubble.
He didn't say that. Come on, man. Stop making it up.
Damn, son.
Stop making it up, man.
No. He said, put it down.
Put it
down. And it hit the floor.
Fernando.
You can hear.
No! You're just making it up, man. Stop it. He's adding his own story. How did you hear that? Do you have like a powerful sensor?
It's like an elephant trunk.
Oh my God.
said,
Oh my God. This dude. Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Please.
Oh my God, man. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. He didn't do that, man.
So here we go.
Yeah,
You laughing too much, man.
I know.
You laughing too much.
So yeah, what's the next thing?
So go ahead.
What?
What do you feel about?
The
What you
same
feel about-
position?
Wait, what-
The same discussion?
okay, so the dude walks in. They were rushing. He wanted to become Muslim, right?
Mhm.
They were rushing. I mean, this is older Pakistani brother. I don't know why he took it upon himself,
To give him the shit.
but he was holding his hand, like taking him all around the masjid,
This is
wherever.
the same guy.
The same guy.
Yeah.
He was holding his hand.
It's the belt, man. The belt.
He was holding his hand. He was like, I'm like, it's kind of strange, dude. Like, why you taking the interest in this dude? I'm saying, like, taking him everywhere, you know.
Second wife.
A'udhu billah.
No, I mean, if someone approaches me like that, you're gonna want to make sure they understand. Asking
Yeah.
questions, what do you know about Islam, this and that. You have to do that, right?
You would ask?
Huh?
You would ask?
I wouldn't ask.
Yeah.
Of course, I would ask. Yeah.
You would ask him?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
What would you ask him?
What do you know about Islam? Why do you
No,
want
no,
to
no,
know
no.
Islam?
Would you ask him what's under that throw?
No.
Stop
No.
it.
Would you ask him what's under the throw?
No.
No.
It's important.
No.
Actually, you said.
Oh, you gotta stop it, man.
Actually, you said, but is it important? Is it-
Oh my God.
He hit the masala. Masala ain't never been the same since. Say, when he hit the
You changed the
masala, they
carpet?
built a whole new masjid.
This dude should tell him to stop it, man.
They built a
I
whole
can't
new
stop it.
masjid. He said, brother, we need $100 million. He said, right now. He said, we can't pray here anymore.
But it turned into a school for kids.
But not even worse.
Anyway, so
La ilaha
we can't be
illallah.
too loud. There are other offices
What
here.
kind of business, man? They're
Yeah,
getting,
they got other offices here, so we can't be too loud. Oh man.
Oh my
This
God.
is too much.
That was a hell of a good point.
He said they turned it into a school. A school for what?
You have to add that in.
A school to teach anatomy.
That's all of
Listen,
us.
kids, right here. This is historic.
I have neck cramp.
Oh, my,
Oh, man.
my stomach hurts, man.
He said this is historic. They have like a little monument. It looked like the microphone.
He's not gonna stop this dude. Oh my God.
Do a sound effect.
Oh my God. Oh,
Anyway, let me stop.
خلاص man. خلاص. It's supposed to be about the new Muslim survival kit, man. Not surviving something
Oh
else.
man. Okay, so let's get to
Let's
the
get serious,
next point.
Let's
Next
get to the
point.
good stuff. Yeah.
Let's go serious, man. Come on.
Next point.
Woo.
Oh man, y'all, la ilaha illallah.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Okay. So next point. We have an epidemic of people leaving Islam.
Mm.
Traditional Muslims also, people that were raised Muslim, mother, father from other countries, they come here, they leave Islam. Muslims that were second generation Muslims, where their mother and father were Muslims and they were raised in Islam, so-called in Islam, they leave Islam. Okay. So we're having an epidemic of that. Okay. Having an epidemic of that. Now we have the issue of the microwave shahadas. There's no time to teach them the deen. They're ready right now. No, bro. What makes it ready? What makes it ready? If I took raw chicken and stuck it in the microwave, would you eat it? You say, no. You gotta season it, prep. Oh, now. See, because it's food and it's not deen, there's no need for prep. See, if we're gonna prep food and cook it at the correct temperature for the right amount of time, why can't we make sure they understand and say, look, what is Islam? What did the angel Jibril alayhi salam, we went to Muhammad sallallahu, he said, what is Islam? Muhammad answered all of his questions. What is Ihsan? He answered all of his questions correctly. He said, He said, who was that man? He said, oh, it was Angel Billy came to teach us our deen. See, he made sure Muhammad understood. Even when he revealed, the Quran was revealed to Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
He made sure Muhammad understood before he just departed. And Muhammad, he would go to the scribes. They would dictate what he recited during his lifetime. And guess what else? Muhammad would make sure they understood what they were writing or writing correctly.
Yeah.
See, understanding, ilm, we're passing the knowledge. And there are circumstances where knowledge is passed up and you can't stop a person from becoming Muslim. But you have to give them the new Muslim survival kit. Why? So they don't reject. I know for a fact there are Muslims that'll give a sister shahada and won't tell her about hijab. You know why? Because they don't want her to reject. This is these are the sorry. I'm not calling a sister that become Muslim sorry. I'm saying we're dealing with a sorry level of da'wah.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a sorry level of da'wah.
Bad product.
Again, I tell this story all the time. My ex-wife was in line at a pizza place. It was a pizza buffet place, okay? And they were in line and they were walking down like a cafeteria type setup where you walk down a buffet and put whatever type of pizza you want on your plate. There was a sister in front of my wife that was a new Muslimah. The sister in front of her was been Muslimah for a while. But my wife is there and she was raised by me, so she gonna say something. So she's walking through the line and the sister just took shahada at the masjid. They going to the pizza place to celebrate. So she's with all the sisters. She has his jab on and everything. Guess what happens? She grabs pepperoni pizza and puts it on the plate. My wife said, "Oh, sister, you can't eat that." The other sister turned around and she's one that's going to heaven. She turned around and she said, "But they said they're going to heaven already, so sister didn't doubt them." So she turns around and she says, "No, sister, leave her alone. Let her eat it because we don't want her to leave Islam." Wow. So your dawah is weaker than thin pepperoni. That's what we're experiencing right now. This is what these microwave shahadas do.
Not quality dawah.
Yeah, it's quantity and not quality. We're trying to get the numbers up so the bubbles increase. But Muhammad said the bubbles or the froth that's left when the tide rescinds and you got that bubbles, he says that's how weak we'll be. We have a bunch of bubbles. Kathir will be many, but we'll be weak.
Okay, so what if I'm going to bring it back to the same guy, if that's okay. Okay. What if he knows, and we're not denying, look, alcohol is wrong, or pepperoni, pork is not allowed, right? Okay. What if you're still telling him that? Okay. Right? But then he can enter Islam, and he can continue, and he can do his best to get out of it.
You couldn't stop a person that want to become Muslim. Yeah. You don't realize that? I cannot stop a person that won't become Muslim. I know people that want to become Muslim, and I said, let's discuss it more. Let's discuss it. They went somewhere else and became Muslim. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what kind of Muslim they became, and what they're doing now. That's not part of the issue. I'm telling you that they became Muslim away from me, or they went to the masjid. Another masjid. They saw another Muslim talk to them. They said, "Oh man, don't listen to Sadiq. He's gonna try to teach you the deen before he gives you shahada. Don't listen to him. You can take shahada right now."
No, I'm with you on that.
No. I'm telling you, that's what happens. But when you teach them after the fact, what shahada did they take? You never heard of perjury? Mm-hmm. The Kafirs have a standard of beyond reasonable doubt in criminal case. Yeah. Beyond reasonable doubt. In civil case is most likely to be. But criminal, beyond reasonable doubt. Okay? We don't have that same standard for shahada anymore. But we say ashhadu. Could you ever say ashhadu when it was come to a situation of zina? Can you ever say that if you didn't witness it? Mm-hmm. You couldn't. But shahada is okay.
It's like we're lowering Islam. We're lowering Islam.
We're lowering it we're lowering it lower than the standards of everyday functional society. When it's supposed to be the highest statement you can ever make. I'm just saying, give it its due diligence. You couldn't stop if your guy wanted to become Muslim, the whiskey guy. I say whiskey guy, right? Yeah. So if you want to become Muslim, you couldn't stop it. Yeah. You couldn't stop it. So it's not his desire.
And at the same time, it's not about
it's not his desire. I'm talking about you couldn't stop it. Because you're not the gate. You're not the gate to enter Islam.
Because some people think like they feel responsible. Like I'd rather him become Muslim because he might be safe from hellfire. But even then, I don't know. Only Allah knows. That's in His
Of
ilm.
course.
He knows who's gonna go to. Even I don't know if I'm gonna go to Jannah. Inshallah, we will. So that's ilm al ghaib. That's not in our knowledge. Makes sense. And going back to the topic again, that the dawah is part of ibadah. That means it has to be done correctly. That's our thing right here, because other belief system like the evangelical, the proselytized, they force people to. All they do, they want to convert. But in Islam, we don't have that.
Yeah.
We share the message, and it's up to their intellect to embrace it. They embrace it, alhamdulillah. They didn't. I'm moving on. Does that make sense? I'm moving on because my job is done. Allah mashhad. Allah, He saw what I did. Khalas. I'm not gonna be in a sense like irresponsible. I did my part based on what the Sharia taught me, and that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where we are. Like I said, a person that want to become Muslim, you couldn't stop, bro. I'm telling you, when I first got a glimpse of something of Islam, it was not even from a good Muslim. I liked the way his kids respected him, how his wife respected him. That was it. His wife didn't even cover correctly. Okay, he didn't necessarily know a lot about Islam. He came. I was 11 years old when I used to work for him. I'm saying selling candy and things like that and stuff like that, door to door. He taught me business, so I started my own business based off of his model. Okay, he came to the masjid 30 plus years later, after we first met. And him and his wife sat down and listened to me give the khutbah, and they both cried. He said, "Man, that's I remember that little boy on the candy truck, selling candy, and nobody else became Muslim. He dealt with 100 kids. Nobody else became Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I did. I admired it. So I grew up without a father. I admired that structure.
Yeah.
What gave you that structure? Islam. I'm in. But I never became Muslim until I was 20. You know what I'm saying? But all my gangbang homeboys knew me as a Muslim. I would go home and tell my mama, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. That's what I heard from him.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that Muhammad voodoo stuff. My mom used to say, get out of here with that Muhammad voodoo stuff. Cause she was into the church and stuff like that. So way into the Bible, not really church. She left church a long time ago. But anyway, so the whole point was that if a person wants to be Muslim, you can't stop it. Because nobody came to me and said, hey, if they would have came to me at 12, 13 years old, even and say, hey, you can't gangbang, I would have denounced the gang like that. That really, I'm telling you, I would have denounced the gang because I knew that structure was better than the gang structure. If they would have came to me and said, I need to pray 5 times a day, I would have prayed.
Yeah.
I would have learned my prayer and prayed, and I would have made sure I got with them 5 times a day to pray until I learned my prayer on my own.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there are people out there that sincerely want Islam. And when they do, you can't stop them from becoming Muslim.
And at the same time, our haqq on a non-believer is to share the message as it is, with no compromise. So, for example, when someone...
فَلَذَلِكَ فَادُوا.
Yeah.
Muhammad Allah Ta'ala said.
Yeah. So, for example, when some female asks about the deen, when the question comes about like polygyny and stuff, I tell them flat out, yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah. That's what Allah ordered. That's it. There's no reason why. That's it. You take it or leave it.
That's it. Man, we gotta talk about that one day, man. It's crazy. Yeah. You have one child. And your mom gonna try to have another brother or sister for you. No, just one child. Huh?
Yeah. So
I'll take care of you. What are you talking about?
Like for example, the subject of the jihad.
Yeah.
That's a very sensitive subject, right? A lot of Muslims sugarcoat it. Oh, it means struggle. Linguistically, it means a struggle, but the Sharia definition has a whole different meaning.
Jihad is different than jihad.
Yeah. It has a whole different definition.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to say because they are not many enough to speak the haqq. Yeah. They want to sugarcoat it. They want to please the other person. No, they are coming asking you. They need the truth. If they're sincere, alhamdulillah, they'll take it. If they're not, but at least.
وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ.
Yeah. Do not cover the truth with the falsehood and vice versa. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're not to say like, oh, the newcomer should know everything in one night. If we explain to them the aqidah, the understanding, and they're convinced, then the rest will come later, of course. But when they become Muslim, even when I deal with a lot of new Muslim, alhamdulillah, the one who was sincere and took the shahada, we taught them the salah, we taught them the tahar and ibadah, right? And they're very hungry. I want more. What is this? What's this there? Oh, this hadith is there. Okay, I'm going to stop it. They're very hungry for it because they feel the fruits of the iman and they define like life when they, alhamdulillah, took the embrace Islam, right? You're gonna see in their action. But those who are not ready, I mean, even, and I mean, Jibril just Allah yarhamu, I mean, we used to do stuff like that too. I mean, we used to tell some student like, hey, if you're not ready, take your time, study, but you gotta be ready. Just like in business, you gotta be ready. If you're not ready, like I told well Hisham, like I personally, if somebody comes with that situation, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna. You can go somewhere else. But I don't feel comfortable giving it if you're not 100% convinced. You know.
Like, I mean, minimal is your drinking is something that you love. You love it more than Allah and His Messenger, right? No, I love Allah.
But I look at that and you're basically saying to be Muslim you have to be perfect in the beginning.
Nobody's saying it's perfect.
No, nobody said
But
that.
in a sense, yeah.
No.
Allah says in the Quran, "Udkhulu fi silmi kafa."
Enter.
Islam completely, wholeheartedly. And then Allah talks about another ayat about those who enter Islam with a heart set against faith. And I see these people coming to Islam. I'm gonna be a Muslim, but I ain't gonna cover. I'm gonna be a Muslim. I'm gonna keep on drinking. I'm gonna be a Muslim, but man, keep that to yourself. If a woman sits in front of me and she's not covered, before she take her shahada, we're gonna cover her up. We're gonna put on it, like ever. Because after you take shahada, I'm not supposed to see you.
Yeah.
But aren't those other people still Muslims? That's what we did to Islam. But we won't accept that in our homes. We won't accept that in any other standard. You know what I'm saying? We won't accept that in any other standard. If you hire somebody at the restaurant and they come in drunk, an employee come in drunk, what is your response to them? See, but in Islam, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. What time is Salat? Allahu Akbar. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is what we do that for Islam. I'm not saying that. Look, man. You can't.
So you're thinking, is it the alcohol or is it something else?
No. It's the love. Yeah. When a person tells me, I hire too. I hire in construction. This person tell me, look, man, I know you start at 7 in the morning. I ain't coming till 8. I know you say have your own tools. Nah, fam. I'm gonna use your tools. I ain't messing my tools up on this. Like, you're starting off wrong. You're starting off with an arrogance.
And the other
you start off with an arrogance.
And the other thing is you're lowering the value of the deen itself. Because, for example, when people say that, okay, let's take the topic of Islam is democracy, right? Okay, then why should I be Muslim? I should be democratic. I don't need to be a Muslim anymore. If you say Islam is like Christianity, okay, I'll be Christian.
Yeah, it's easy.
I'll be Yahudi. Why would I change? If you say it's the same, it's similar.
Yeah.
What's the logic in that?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But we're going to say, no, this is a matter of life and death. Once you're in it, you got to be 100% convinced. After that, of course, we're not going to. After that, we go through Iman ups and downs. We're not talking about that.
But you don't have to be convinced to become Muslim. You can get Shahada from anybody. From a da'i is not going to just throw out a Shahada like that. A da'i won't do it because a da'i is trying to change the thinking of the individual. Not the dress.
Yeah, of course.
Not the day of ritual.
How they carry themselves.
Yeah, not the da'i is trying to change the thinking. Muhammad Sallallahu for 13 years of da'wah in Mecca. Why was there about 70 or less than 100 people that became Muslim? Why?
It takes time to change.
No. Listen to this. Who can do da'wah better than the Rasul?
Yeah.
No one.
Who can do da'wah better than the Rasul plus the Sahaba?
Yeah.
Wala anhum. Who can do da'wah better than them? There are sheikhs like Siraj Wahaj and these other sheikhs that do these mass conversions. They get more shahadas in one night in talking in an auditorium or a stadium than Muhammad Sallam did in 13 years. Would you count those shahadas better than the shahadas of the Rasul Muhammad Sallam? You can't. It's impossible to count them better. I'm not saying just because he's a Rasul. I'm saying that what is this sheikh, how is he getting the shahadas? He gives a speech for an hour. Then he says, who all can believe what they heard tonight? Who all have no doubt that what I stated tonight was true? Over 100 hands go up. He said, keep your hand up, repeat after me.
That was like a trick, man.
How many mujahideen you got there? How much yaqeen do you got there?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We have lowered the standards of deen so much. As a da'i, you can go take shahada with anyone. My job is to make sure you understand the deen. if you don't have the patience to understand what you're about to walk into,
Yeah.
when Muhammad SAW told the Aus and the Khazraj, the tribe, two major tribes of Medina, when he told them, or when he told even individuals, they told him, he said, believe in Allah and me as his messenger. He said, do not lie, do not steal, do not. That was a shahada. That was you won't lie, you won't steal, you won't bury your children alive for fear of want, you won't do this, you won't do that. You won't make zina. All that was in the shahada. I'm saying the early shahada, the first bay'ah. The first bay'ah was before the bay'ah al-harb, the allegiance for war. That first bay'ah was don't lie, don't steal, don't kill, don't cheat, don't that was the first shahada. Don't make zina. That was the first shahada, the first bay'ah. Muhammad SAW would say that, right? What would some of them reply? Then what's in it for us? He say, success in this life and Jannah in the hereafter. I mean. And this is what I'm saying. We have lowered the standards of something that's not ours.
Yeah.
Muhammad SAW was offered. He said, we will make you a king. We will amass a bunch of wealth, make you the wealthiest among us. We'll give you the women. Any woman, choose one. We'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? He said, we will not make decision without taking shura with you. He said, just stop saying La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. He rejected it. They said, but we have something better. He said, what's that? He said, you will worship Allah Ta'ala for a year. You worship the next year, you worship our gods for a year. We will rotate. If we find Islam better, we'll become Muslim. If you find shirk better, you become mushrik. Muhammad said, if you will put the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, I would never depart this message until he could have gave all of them shahada, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It was there for him. But guess what? Islam didn't belong to Muhammad sallallahu. It didn't. Rasulullahi. What is that Dhamma Kasra combination? What does that mean? Ownership.
Yeah.
It means he couldn't do it. It's not his.
Yeah.
It's not his to compromise.
Not ours either.
It's not his to compromise.
Yeah.
And that's what we learn in the Sirah of the Rasul Muhammad sallallahu. So the new Muslim survival kit is to make sure they understand La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, then make a decision after that. Because when they decide to become Muslim, I couldn't stop them. I guarantee you. If they taste the sweetness of Iman intelligently or even emotionally, I couldn't stop their shahada.
Yeah, and not just that, even when a lot of new convert when they come to the masajid for like learning the basic and whatnot, I used to really go through the aqidah like for weeks.
Yeah.
Because most of them, I would say 9 out of 10, they still have no idea why they took the shahada in the first place and what does actually La ilaha Muhammad Rasulullah mean. But once you explain to them, so actually, when I say, but what does that mean? Whatever I think, whatever I feel, it's only to Allah and to be Muhammad. Now it makes sense. But most of them, almost 9 out of 10, have no idea.
Yeah.
Because they're rushed.
Yeah. You know what happened when the movie Malcolm X came out?
Yeah.
People like Warathuddin Muhammad, who was alive then, he said, man, this movie gonna have a lot of people come to Islam. That's what he said. A lot. More people came to Islam when America stopped bombing Iraq.
Yeah.
More people came to Islam after 9/11 than the Malcolm X movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it seems like tragedy brings more people to Islam than Hollywood. Hollywood's job is to show you how good Malcolm X danced, how much drugs he did, and how many white women he slept with. Hollywood's job is not to bring people to Islam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about Spike Lee or whoever directed that movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to bring people to Islam. So the issue is that we hope, that there's some ancillary things that will do the job of the dawah, but the dawah has to be intelligent.
Yeah, and plus, I don't think not everybody can be a da'i either. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not good in giving the talk properly, then I can probably have you or brother Hisham, because you guys are good at this stuff, then I can refer people to, you guys, for example.
And look at Allah's mercy and love. If I say, Brother Hisham, I know someone that wants to become Muslim, I don't have time. Could you talk to them for me?
Yeah.
My blessings are still, I don't lose anything.
Yeah.
You get this and I still get that because I referred. Okay? I referred. And that's Allah Ta'ala's mercy. Our blessings are not depleted. You know what I'm saying? Our blessings are not depleted. Yeah. That brother that donated $1 million to the masjid, he said, Sadiq, can you take this $1 million to the masjid for me? Yes. I'm there with him. That's Allah's mercy, man. That's why Allah tell us watahinu bir wa taqwa. You know what I'm saying? cooperate with each other.
وتعاونوا على البر
وتعاونوا,
والتقوى.
yeah, cooperate and build righteousness and taqwa. You know what I'm saying? God
Yeah.
consciousness. ولا
تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان.
إثم
And the haram
وعدوان.
stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Don't not sin and transgression. So that is what our duty is. If we cooperate in righteousness and taqwa, Allah Ta'ala rewards us.
Yeah, and not just that. In the Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 85, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أفتؤمنون ببعض الكتاب? Do you believe in some of
some of the book.
وتكفرون ببعض فما جزاء من يفعل ذلك منكم إلا خزي في الحياة الدنيا ويوم القيامة يردون إليه أشد العذاب. That means whoever does that in this dunya, you're going to have a tough life, but in the akhirah, it'll be like, severe punishment because you pick and choose now. You can't pick and choose. Like, you gotta.
And there is no level of dawah training that will teach a person sincerity, or that where you can transfer sincerity to a person. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't transfer. But if a person says, "I love my whiskey," they're telling you everything that they need. That doesn't mean they can't become Muslim. You're not. You can tell them, "I'm not the gatekeeper of Islam. If you want to be Muslim, that's between you and
Yeah.
You couldn't stop it. I was calling myself Muslim years before I became Muslim. Maybe 9-8 years before I became Muslim, I was calling myself Muslim. I'm saying, so I wanted to be a Muslim, had no idea what Tawheed was. Yeah. Had no idea that Muhammad was the last messenger. I thought Farrakhan was a Muslim.
Yeah, back in the day, remember the crazy stories of some of the sisters who are like saved, right?
Yeah,
they used to go to these Burger King places and talk to these workers there. Do you believe in one God? Yes. You're a Muslim.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they take them in, they have no clue and understanding, and the girl finds out, like, what, I have to divorce my husband? No, I'm back.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
All of that needs to be decided. You know what I'm saying? All of that needs to be decided. Because if imagine I become Muslim, but I don't go home and tell my kids about it. Imagine a husband become Muslim, doesn't tell his wife. A wife become Muslim, doesn't tell her husband, so on and so forth. You want to share with a babe, I have such good news. That it's wonderful religion or whatever, they believe there's only one God, there's no idols, no images, and Muhammad is the last messenger. He's such a wonderful prophet. Allah sent him, You better get on with that. You know what I'm saying? Go get me a beer. Yeah, see, that's what it is. See, I can't be with you if you don't become Muslim. So when I'm finna pack my bags, go to my mom's house, and you got 3 months to decide. I'm saying, there's an automatic separation, but a lot of Muslims say, no, he gets an iddah and you stay in the house with him. What about her sins? What about her deen?
Yeah.
See, they talking about him. They weren't about the husband now. See, the husband needs to be able, he'd be given a chance. He can't continue to sleep with her or walk in the restroom while she's naked or see her without hijab. It doesn't work. Islam recognized marriage between two kuffar. It's considered sacred, and we're not allowed to. That's with their wives. If they kill us, that's what it is.
Yeah.
If like this one brother, I told him, I say, man, that's somebody's wife.
Yeah.
He said, oh man, they going through divorce. I said, dude, until they divorce, I said, if he walked in right now, much as I like to fight, if he walked in right now and whoop your butt, I said, I wouldn't do nothing.
Yep.
I might hold you down, let him punch you in your face.
Right.
I said, that's somebody's wife. Dude.
Yeah.
That dude got rights. So Islam respects marriage between two kuffar, but not between a kafir woman and a kafir man. Islam don't respect that. So how much respect should I give it?
And the other thing, like sometimes, you were saying, we always, alhamdulillah, work on our iman and stuff like that. Like when there's a situation that's haram, we try to avoid it. We feel bad. When we see other Muslims commit haram, we also feel bad and we make dua for them, right? But to me, it's even worse that I'm allowing it. Like if I tell someone, oh, it's okay, just take the shot and do a little bit. I don't feel comfortable, man, because I'm like sharing part of the sin too because I'm allowing it.
Well, that's the other side of it. You give somebody shahada, the good they do, you get that.
Yeah.
Without depleting from them,
point,
you get that. Okay, the good they do.
Yeah.
What about the sin?
You're gonna get a shit.
What about the sin? You sent that woman back home to her kafir husband. So now he, like who's getting that sin? Okay, you told him, man, just be Muslim, man, work on the alcohol. You be telling him, be Muslim and don't drink. Be Muslim and don't drink. Are you ready to be Muslim? Yes, I am. Don't have that other discussion with him.
Then
that's not
get
on
off
you.
the hook. Yeah,
but you can't give him permission to drink. That's what the problem is. Even in Muslim countries, there's a thing. There was a debate going on. Is the ruler kafir? I wouldn't argue. Is the ruler kafir? Because they gave the liquor license that made haram halal.
Mm.
You
From
gave
that
the
perspective,
license.
yeah. Okay, I see.
You gave the license. Does that make him kafir?
He
Because
made that.
you know the people that's going to heaven say you can't rise against the ruler, or you can talk on him. He gave a license to sell alcohol. He gave a license for this. He gave a license for that. All this. He rubber stamped killing the Muslims of Iraq and Pakistan and Afghanistan and in Syria. They gave it. You know, they get the rubber stamp to do it. So what are we gonna do? MBS, you know, Muhammad Bull. Okay, Muhammad Bull S said that the Uyghur Muslims of China,
Oh yeah.
that's a civil matter, that's a domestic matter, and he shook hands with the butcher of Muslims, the Chinese president. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, where is the kufr? See, the problem is that our standards are low in Shahada, our standards are low in ruling by Islam, our standards are low in understanding
Like
Islam.
Umar bin Khattab said that if you seek the Izzah other than Islam, then
The law will humiliate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what we are. So the threat of new Muslims becoming kafir like overnight is problematic. I would think we would do some due diligence, or we should just allow people to set up shop and call themselves doctors, because eventually they're gonna get good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they died. Okay, next one. Oh, man, okay.
Oh, it's close.
You
Hey,
can't.
experience. You have to do a lot of mistakes.
A lot of experience. Yeah, a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
La ilaha illallah.
You know, I mean, you know, we don't have that standard for any other thing. And like I said, with Abu Whiskey, you can tell him, look,
Send him this
in
video.
Islam you can't drink, but if you want to be Muslim, you have to know Muslims don't drink. Believers don't drink. Okay.
Practicing.
So are you ready to become Muslim?
He'll say no.
Then that's your answer. You can't say he believes and he has knowledge and he has this. No, he doesn't have Iman.
Yeah.
You know, he don't have Iman. He doesn't. You know, Iman hasn't entered his heart. You know, no matter how, like you say, even some things he taught you, I bet it was just information.
Yeah.
Do you know 9 out of 10 dentists recommend sugarless gum for the patients that chew gum? You're like, whoa.
Are you a dentist?
I was raised to believe it was 8. I'm just saying, that's how it works.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what about the Muslim
Uh-huh.
who was raised Muslim that comes up to you and says, man,
They need dawah.
of course, I mean, I think we all do in some regards, aspects of our life. But what if it's just,
Nasiha.
No. They need dawah because they never. I actually embraced Islam from an understanding. That's why I said I was calling myself Muslim, but I actually wasn't Muslim. So when I became 20, I became Muslim. Okay, so I became Muslim based on an understanding. Okay, based on an understanding.
yeah, they were kind of raised into it.
I used to love my gang. I have no tats because tattoos were stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? So I love my gang. I would die for them. I would take time for them. I would take 100 years in prison so that they would not go to prison. Sounds gay, but anyway. So I mean, I was that down with my gang. I've hurt people. People have hurt me. But Islam, I fell in love. That was my first love. Even my enemies like, ooh yeah. Even my enemies were like, is this thing real? Or is he gonna still try to kill us when he get out? But people that knew me and people that knew them, they're like, man, no, he's out. He's good. He's out.
Yeah.
He's Muslim for real. You know? And that's what happened. So I'm saying that if Iman enters your heart, I'm not saying I have Iman, I'm just maybe I have Iman, okay? If Iman enters your heart, nobody can hold it back.
Yeah.
So a traditional Muslim, just because your mother and father Muslim, don't mean you understand a damn thing, bro.
Yeah.
I come across them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we all do. But so my thing is, let's just say someone does come up, say,
Okay.
yeah, I was raised Muslim, I'm still getting into it, this and that. You know, I have a struggle praying, for example.
Okay.
What advice would you give him for that?
First of all, hide your sins and stop telling people you struggle with praying.
Yeah.
Because if you're struggling, I should know it. Okay?
But he's seeking.
Then you give nasiha.
Yeah.
Give nasiha.
What's the nasiha you're giving?
Say, do you understand that it's an obligation for you to pray. First, do you believe in Allah and His Messenger? You say yes.
Okay.
Do you understand it's an obligation from Allah to pray? And His Messenger shows you how to, right? He said yes. Do you understand how to pray? Yes. Do you understand the times of prayer? Yes, I do. Do you have a place that is a place of tahara, purity that you can pray? Yes, I do. Then now what's the problem?
I mean, that's part of...
That's the question I would ask. Now what's the problem? Well, I struggle.
But I think the problem...
No, you ain't struggling.
Like
you actually losing. But go ahead.
They do feel like they're struggling with it. Oh, I work from 9 to 5, so I can't
They make all the excuses, yeah.
I can't pray Dhuhr or
Jum'ah.
I can't make Asr or Jum'ah.
Pray. Say, do you smoke cigarettes? No, you got to ask that question. Say, does your employer allow smoke breaks? Yes. Okay. Tell them you're going for a smoke break. This is khuda. You can deceive. This is the deen is higher than that. You can deceive in this regard, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going for a smoke break. It's going to take me 3 minutes. Don't make no long surah. Don't, and even the Dhuhr and Asr, you can actually say it silently. You can only, the Fatiha is what validates the surah. You don't have to recite after that, but you can. This is just additional. So recite the bare minimum, make your salat.
Yeah.
Tell them you're going for a smoke break. That can buy you 3-4 minutes. Make your salat, get up, go back to work.
Yeah, and this is where the din al-nasiha, this is where Muslims reminding each other, helping each other. But that's like a whole different subject. That's like just nasiha and reminding and helping. That's always gonna continue. It's different than somebody coming to the deen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody, we all like I hang out with you guys because if I do something wrong, you gotta correct me. That's gonna continue till Yawm al-Qiyamah. It's not gonna stop. You know what I mean? Because din al-nasiha, that means the Islam is nasiha. We have to give each other nasiha, and that's it. And Allah hadihum, if they can, like you said, they're struggling. We all do sometimes. So inshallah, hidayah is there.
Yeah, I'm not.
So you don't have any room for gradual improvement.
No, that was never stated.
Yeah,
we're all going to gradually improve. I became Muslim. I didn't know how to make salat.
Yeah,
I can't stay in the state of not making salat. I'm knowing how to make salat. Matter of fact,
that's exactly my point. Yeah. It's gradual improvement.
No.
I see myself today. Gradual, and 20 years ago.
Gradual implementation and improvement is a different thing.
Yeah.
The salah is 5 times a day. It's 5 salawat a day. Mm-hmm. So after belief, after shahada, the most incumbent thing upon you, the most crucial aspect is to learn your salat.
Yeah.
Zakat is once a year if you qualify. Hajj is once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Ramadan is for 29 or 30 days a month, a lunar month, but it's once a year.
Yeah.
Okay? So the most, after shahada, salat is the most important.
Of course.
Now, as soon as after you take shahada, we can pray, right? We can make the prayer that's in right now together. Even if you prayed it before, you can pray it again with them. Count yours as sunnah, count his as far. So her, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
You count it right then. Okay. The next prayer, make an effort to get with them or give them the address to the masjid or have someone else meet with them if you can.
And over time they'll improve.
They'll learn their salat.
It's not the same thing like telling them to go to haram. That's not the same thing.
No, but you're
talking about ibadah, digesting it. That's different.
Yeah. So if they find that they're struggling with it in the beginning, so
we all did. We all had to.
Of course.
Yeah.
But what if? I would give a gradual advice depending on the situation, but let's just say this situation, I felt like, saying, you know what, focus on 2 prayers a day, and once you get comfortable with that.
Oh no.
I'm asking. You became Rab.
Yeah.
The Rab says 5.
Yeah.
Of course.
You said 2.
But there's gradual improvement.
Who? What Rab? What Rab?
Again, we're in the.
Arbab min dunillah.
What Rab? Yeah, but we're in our Sharia that says we can do that. Now,
I'm not saying it.
But here's the thing. So when the new Muslim comes in, I teach them the 5 times salah.
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
If you can't do the other surah, read the Fatiha. You know how? You can grab the phone and read the Fatiha.
Suhuf. You can put the suhuf on the sajada, right?
Yeah.
You can right there just read it.
Yeah. I don't have to pray for all the 5 salah, but you don't have to pray the sunan.
No, of course.
You don't have to pray the nawafil, but the 5 because you took a contract. You believe, khalas, start with these. Do the Fatiha, read it.
And I just said,
yeah.
Make the salat that's in together.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you can't be with them for let's say Dhuhr, right? If it's Dhuhr time, then Okay, right now Isha, right? So you make the Isha with them, okay? Then let's say you can't be with them for Fajr in the morning.
Yeah.
Give them the address to the masjid. Say, look, you gotta be at this time at the masjid. Matter of fact, I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
But if you can't be with them, have someone else do it. You
Yeah.
can keep them making their salat. They don't have to even miss a salat without even knowing Al Fatiha. They don't have to know
Yeah.
Alif Lam Mim. They don't have to know anything.
At least do the
But
five, yeah.
they are making their salawat 5 times a day. Why? Because they are you got the network of
Yeah.
Muslims that are teaching them
Yeah.
salat. Pretty soon they're gonna pray on their own.
Yeah, for example, like
Pretty soon they're gonna pray on their
That
own.
was kind of the goal. Of it.
yeah,
But not two.
Yeah.
If you can't make salat, how you make two?
the
If
other
you can't make salat.
the other thing, here's another thing.
He talking about not wanting to make salat.
But here's another thing though. Like when you look at the salah itself, La salata bi al-kitab that's a Fatiha, right?
No, not one. Okay.
So you can read the Fatiha. Now when you do ruku, you don't have to do it three times. You can say subhanallah once.
No.
Because-
You can just make ruku and
Yeah.
don't say anything actually, because Muhammad said make ruku until your back is at ease, till your body's at ease, then rise up till your
Yeah.
body's at ease, then make sajda till your body's at ease. The ulama say you don't have to even say subhanallah, subhanallah, rabbi hamdi.
Yeah, but you see, the reason we're saying that not because my wish, no, because there's an
Sharia,
evidence that
it's there,
says you
it's
can
there.
do that.
Yeah, no, I
In
get
the Sharia allowed it. Okay, you can do this much because the Sharia allowed it. I didn't make it up. Make sense? So we cannot say one or two because the Sharia never allows that.
Yeah.
So we have to go with the Sharia allows. So this is a rahmah, it's a mercy from Allah that if you just read the Fatiha, the salah is still going to be valid.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? With the subhanallah and all the other stuff, because in the salah itself we have some arkan which is a must, and some are actually under the permissibility, under the recommendation. Not everything in the salah is fard. Does that make sense? And because that's in the Sharia, okay, start with these because Sharia allows it. Then inshallah, gradually gonna improve and hang with us and do by yourself. Grab the phone, open it. Look, you basically give them the solution to do more, not less.
Yeah.
Like when I go to martial arts, they don't tell me, oh, just do one thing and forget the 10th step. No, I gotta
No,
go.
that's a good point.
Did you see what I'm
No,
saying?
no, I get your point.
Yeah.
No, I actually agree.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We have to go back to Sharia. What does Sharia say for somebody came to the Deen and they want to learn? When we found the evidence, okay, we found the solution, the evidence of the Sharia that they can do it this way. Okay, alhamdulillah, it's rahmah from Allah. Let them do it this way, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, and from our experience, most convert, mashallah, I mean, they know how to recite the Fatiha and the small surah.
Yeah,
Most of them,
Yeah.
in my
And
experience.
Allah made the Fatiha so easy to remember.
Yeah.
It is amazing how you don't have to understand nothing you're saying.
Yeah.
But you hear Al Fatiha and you can get it.
You can memorize it. Yeah.
This is the problem that we are having is like we mentioned. If a person don't know how to make one salat, they can't make 5.
Yeah.
If they don't know how to make 5, they can't make 1. So the impetus is on them learning the salat. And a Fatiha is minimum. You know what I'm saying? They can say Allahu Akbar. A lot of Muslims are making movements with no Allahu Akbar. You know what I'm saying? So if they can do the Takbir Ihram, they have to do this one. Say Allahu Akbar. Okay. After that, it's not necessarily obligatory that they make it on before every movement and so on and so forth. So there's a minimum that they need. But if a person doesn't want to pray, you couldn't tell them one salat a day if they don't want to pray. But first, they won't know it. Secondly, they have no desire to do so.
See, that's what's very important. We have to go back to our deen. What the deen says, we'll do our best to teach them and help them. Because if the foundation is strong, if you teach them the correct foundation, then inshallah ta'ala, everything that follows after it will be inshallah correct. But if we give them a shaking foundation, go with the flow foundation, everything, because you just said we can do this. So why should I do this now? You see what happens with the basic human mind?
But this is the problem that I find the what's troubling. Okay, we tell women you don't have to cover right away. Take your time. Gradually cover. Why don't you tell them gradually make salat? Why don't you tell them gradually take shahada? Okay, just say la ilaha illallah right now. No, just say ashhadu. Shut your head. No, say just shut your. Just say ashhadu. Shut up. Say ashhadu tomorrow. La ilaha illallah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, why don't we gradually give them shahada? Why we rush shahada, then everything is gradual. Gradually give them shahada. Say okay,
good
we're
point.
done.
Good
Tomorrow
point.
say shaddu. You know,
I see what you're saying.
I'm
I see
saying
what you're doing.
why don't we gradually everything
Yeah.
else? And like I mentioned, if we modify anything of Sharia, we become Rab. Because Rab is not only the one that sustains, he's the one that orders.
Yeah, because al-wahi, ahkam shar'iyya, that means, ahkam shari means this, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, you know, to Jibreel, to Muhammad sallam. So hukum shari, even the word hukum shari is heavy.
So really heavy.
The word hukum shari
This
is heavy.
is the address of the legislator.
Legislator, yeah. So I
This
had
is
to be
the
careful
address.
because I don't want to put a new
Allah
hukum.
said, Muhammad said, like wow.
Yeah. So I cannot put a new hukum.
Yeah.
I cannot put a new salah. That becomes like taghut. That becomes like, you know, ghulu, like there's a 5 salah, we're gonna make 6. That becomes like you adding stuff to it. You gotta be very careful, man.
Yeah, and 6 is just as bad as 2.
Yeah.
You know, because you're
adding.
you're
Adding or
you're
subtracting.
adding or taking away. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so what about the hadith where the guy comes to the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he says, so and so, you know, prays, but you know, at night he drinks.
Okay.
The Rasul basically, I mean, I wish I knew it. I don't,
Yeah.
and I don't even have the idea of it. He says, leave it.
But he's he's a Muslim. He's committing a ma'siyah.
Yeah, he's a Muslim after the fact. He's
Yeah.
Muslim already.
Committing a ma'siyah. He's
It's
committing a
not.
sin.
It's not a man came to me to take shahada.
Yeah. It's not the same thing.
You know, with the Mogan David 2020 in his hand, MD 2020.
But he's a Muslim who prays,
Yeah.
but he drinks at night.
Okay.
What's
But okay, let's take this in. But that is not a hukum shari. That's not a sharia evidence to justify his action is halal action. That's not a halal action. He's still committing haram.
he is? Of course
Yeah.
he is, and he probably knows he
Okay.
is, or probably knew. 'Cause
No,
I'm pretty sure
he has to
passed.
know he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
he has to know he is.
He knows he is.
Yeah.
He's with
But that's not a
little
dalil though for our understanding. That's not an evidence to say because of this.
No,
we
no.
can
But
do this.
what would that be a
But
deliverer for? Though?
what's his reaction? Like, how do you view the
Okay,
reaction of
first
Rasul?
of all, if a person is drinking and you come report it to the Rasul, then
Probably wrong.
there's an investigation.
There's also flogging. You know that, right?
Yeah. How are people punished for drinking?
Yeah. Flogging.
How does the punishment even come to? Not what is the punishment?
Yeah.
How do they reach the level where they're now punished? The hudud. How do they reach that level?
That the witnesses as a condition.
Witness.
Yeah.
Manyara, whoever witnesses, right?
Yeah.
So whoever sees. So
Yeah.
so that is the first prerequisite. This man is coming saying such and such. Muhammad didn't like to hear that. Even a woman that came and said, Rasulullah, I made zina.
Yeah.
Muhammad turned away.
Yeah.
Because she has to witness 4 times against herself. Remember, there's no 4 witnesses. She has to witness 4 times against herself. So Muhammad turned away.
She said,
Oh, Muhammad, I made zina. Turned away. Muhammad said, I made zina. He turned away. He said, I made zina and I'm pregnant. He turned around and said, are you Majnuna?
Yeah.
Hal anti Majnuna? Are you insane? Because why? You have to, first of all, she has to bear witness 4 times against herself. Okay? And you have to make sure she's not Majnun.
Yeah.
You have to make sure. Because those would, 3 witnesses and say, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that right there, that was the benefit of the doubt. She witnessed 4 times against herself. Muhammad made sure she wasn't insane.
Yeah.
He said, okay, go have the baby, then come back. She went and had the baby. She came back. I'm ready for my punishment, Ya Rasulullah. What is it about that punishment of stoning was less than, which the hadith of stoning is actually mutawatir. People don't understand that, but
Yeah.
people are, oh, that's not in Quran, you idiot. That's the level of Quran, mutawatir hadith. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, so she comes back, said, Rasulullah, you know, here's my child, you know, I gave birth, I'm ready for the stoning. He said, go and wean the child for 2 weeks. I mean, two years. Go ahead and breastfeed the child for 2 years. So she go and breastfeed. Then she comes back, child's 2 years old. She didn't want to face the hellfire. That's called Iman.
Yeah.
So the Muslims that's trying to aim and poke her eye out with the stoning, so said, don't do that. Don't call her names and don't aim to mutilate her. Don't do that. She has more Iman than you.
And
How many of us would have done
Yeah,
that?
and the other thing had to be also
That's
something,
Iman.
something that I have to remind myself.
Not a perfect person, a person that repented sincerely.
Yeah, but something I have to remind myself and everybody else is that some folks, some people, what they do, they look at all these, you know, the evidence from the text and the Quran and Sunnah, and based on how they understood it, they use it for their own narrative. For example, right? We're going to talk about the Shaykh al-Muslim, what
Yeah.
they use, right? That's what's very important. It's like, I believe every Muslim should study not just the Aqidah, but the basic of fiqh, basic of the Sharia. Understand what does ahkam means, what does qat'i, dhanni, majazi, haqiqi, all this mean, right? How are the ahkam extracted? What is the legislative sources? Quran and Sunnah, Ijma, Sahaba. You have to understand this thing, because when we come across like that hadith, for example, you mentioned, okay, what is the context behind this hadith? What did the Mufassirin say about it? What was the situation? So you have to get into depth to understand what's happening, not just read it and maybe that's what it means. Because a lot of folks, especially these crazy feminists, do some stuff in the incidents in the history, and they say, "Oh, look, see, it happened this way. That's why." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta be.
Muhammad saw mended his own shoe.
Yeah.
Or mended a hole in his own garment. Now women don't have to cook and clean anymore.
So use that argument to fit the
that's what they
narrative,
do, yeah.
which is dangerous, because Muhammad Sallallahu said, "Man kadhiba alayhi muta'ammidan falyatabawa min qa'di min an-nar." If you lie upon me on purpose, then
Take your seat in the hellfire.
yeah. So you gotta be very careful. Look at the interesting hadith. Look at it. Ask the scholar of hadith, what does this mean? In what context? What situation? Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that at this point, the questions, Q&A, the discussion itself, I think that we've done justice to the subject. I think we've done justice that the viewers may be able to
Inshallah.
extrapolate and discern and stuff like that, and come to a conclusion. Because, like I say, the new Muslim survival kit is to understand what it means, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and to be convinced of it before you take Shahada. Now, if you want to take Shahada, and you say, man, I ain't trying to be convinced of it. I just want to take Shahada. That Pakistani brother got it going on.
Right.
Okay. I'm not, I mean, there are incidents. Pakistani brother might have a convenience store. And the little black chick goes in there, and she buys Black and Miles all the time. And she likes him and he likes her. Imam Sadiq, man, I want to marry this girl. She not Muslim right now, but she want to take Shahada. I say, have you taught her the deen? I mean, I was kind of hoping that you would go over like the basics, this and that. I sell alcohol. I'm just kidding. So anyway, so I go to bed. I said, okay, I'll talk to her. I'll have a sister. Just give me her information. I'll pass to a sister, talk to her, so on and so forth. So we go through that process, because he said, man, I ain't trying to marry no non-Muslim. My mom would never put up with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she takes Shahada. He marries her. Now, what attracted her to Islam? Nothing. She likes that brother.
And they get divorced, she's out.
Well, sometimes.
Plus, you have to deal with the way of thinking too now.
Yeah, but because during the time of marriage, she's gonna learn. She's gonna learn. She might not learn Islam. She'll learn Pakistani tradition.
Does it food, man?
Too much curry. Anyway, so
man, we're almost 2 hours, man.
No way.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
No, the conversation was going good, but Jamfu is waiting outside.
No, he stay outside.
You stay outside, man. Get Tilly to come in.
No. So anyway,
any input, Ammu Hisham? Any questions?
Have you reached any point of agreement?
I do.
Do you have some disagreement still?
No, I'll say I did learn something.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. It was good. But
are you ready for Shahada?
It's like, yani.
Do I have to?
My Heliski. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I have this book called Tariq al-Da'wah al-Islam by Ahmad al-Mahmoud, but it's in Arabic. I don't know if you have an English version. I'll give you that. You can look at it. You can read it. It covers a lot of argument about Tadarruj and different things from the Quran and Sunnah, and explains all those ayat about the khamr and the riba. He actually explains it, that how the modern so-called celebrity scholars, the way they explain it, actually incorrect, and he puts all the evidence with the tafsir.
It's agenda driven. The enemies of Islam, bro, they walk around just like during the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The enemies of Islam dress like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They dress like the Sahaba. They never change their style of dress. They all dress the same. Only if the dress signified deen. They always dress the same. Okay, so because of that, the enemies of Islam today dress the same.
And not just that. In the turn of the 19th century, there were many popular scholars like Jamaluddin Afghani, Muhammad Abdu, but they were actually Messianic agents.
Yeah.
But they were like...
it's two... no, you didn't say Ghazali, you say Abdu.
Muhammad Abdu and
there were two Ghazali. One good, one bad.
Oh yeah, the Ghazali of the past, and you have another Ghazali. So you got to look at the message. And like now, when we talk about the Sheikh Muslim Head, there's a well-known figure from Sheikh Al-Awsat newspaper that anything that Islamic is like totally attack it.
Yeah.
and he praised the Yahud and Nasara, put them in a pedestal. I'm like, you have an agenda, dude. Like, you can see just making up stuff. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. The enemy from within. They say you can live comfortably with 1,000,000 enemies outside of your home, but not one inside. And our home as an ummah, this is our daughter, it's our house. Okay. And what happens is we have too many enemies inside our home. But we're afraid to make takfir. We're afraid to even speak out. You know, the flesh of the ulama is poison. Some of the ulama are poison.
Yeah.
And we're going to speak about one of them. Yeah. So let's move on, inshallah.
Shaking my Muslim head.
So I'll let you run this one.
Oh, so this is what happened right now. The Wazarat al-Shu'un al-Islamiyya wa Da'wa al-Irshad in Saudi, the Ministry of Islamic,
Mariah Carey.
Whatever.
Nelly.
For the guidance and whatnot. What's his name? Abdul Latif al-Sheikh made a new order right now that in Saudi, all the salawat, as you all know, that when you pray the salawat, you can hear the Quran. Now they made a law that the recitation cannot be heard out loud. Only
outside the masajid.
Outside the masajid. Only the adhan and the iqamah. And I think the haram, I don't know if they're gonna lower the volume. Lower the volume. Adhan. And their excuse is what? Oh, because it hurts the old people and people at home and whatnot, which is ridiculous. I mean, dude, people when you hear the adhan and the salah is like going on in every block, you can drive a note what like a salah is. You can catch it, right? And what kind of Muslim not gonna like it? Unless if the recitation probably is not good, right? But we love it, right? So they use this argument and they use some la darar wala dirar argument about the durura, and they twisted some understanding of a hadith. Then, alhamdulillah, the Muslimin in Saudi, they're saying, okay, if that's what you want to do, then you should also shut down all the music at the restaurants. They're very loud.
Oh, there are music in restaurants in Saudi?
Yeah.
The land of Tawheed?
Yes.
The land of going to heaven?
That's the most trending topic in Twitter right now. But the sad thing is that this same guy who made this new order, 2 days after that, the Ala Sheikh of the Tarfi, the entertainment ministry, whatever, announced, hey, everything's going to be open and the party and the concert going to come back. And in fact, there was the one sister, I don't know if she was joking, she was TikToking and whatnot. In one of the concert, the music was going on and she's like, Salah, time for Salah. And she's like, Salah, screaming. At least she has some iman, because even though she's in the concert, hey, time for Salah, stop it, right? So they're doing this, and this so-called the alim or whatever, doctor, I think Abdul Latif al-Sheikh, one student talked about another popular scholar in Mauritania, Sheikh such and such, and this so-called well-known scholar called him shukh. He's not a sheikh, he's a shukh, which means a piss.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you consider the esteem and respected?
Yeah. And his skin is poison.
Yeah. So unfortunately, so they're going to the direction like, why would you do that? Like, why would you remove?
Well, it's if it's not every day, it's every week. You'll hear about Muhammad Bull S,
right?
And you'll hear about the Saudi shiur and stuff like that, like taking jabs at Islam. They're doing something, and it's always some anti-Islamic thing. He doesn't say the music in the stores, music is haram, like they say with large music stores in Mecca and Medina, but they said the music. He don't say music is haram. Cut the music down in the stores, cut it off in the stores. He don't say that. You know why? Because he'll be in trouble with the leadership. Mm-hmm. So what he says, let's lower the adhan. Let's keep the salawat in the masajid volume to only inside the edifice. Why? Because it disturbs people.
And not just that, actually during the corona, they were having like a pickup and they play music in the pickup and going through the neighborhood. I saw a video. I'm like, what? Isn't that disturbance?
Yeah, I saw videos a long time ago. They would be like bumping Tupac and stuff. Like they didn't even understand the words, but they would ride around in the SUVs, or the trucks or whatever, playing the dubak.
Yeah.
I guess we all shook our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you, Sheikh al-Shiyukh, Saudi, Mariah Carey, Ibn Mariah Carey.
Bint Mariah Carey?
Don't call him Bint, man. You can't call him Bint. And you can't say Shukh.
Yeah.
But anyway, so for you, Sheikh, and you, Muhammad Bull S, we are shaking our Muslim head. Attacking the adhan, attacking the salat,
Subhanallah, man.
The recitation.
That's what most people find beautiful.
I know.
That's the
I know.
thing.
Even the non-Muslim find it
How are
beautiful
you
sometimes.
how are you disturbing when if I can't sleep,
Yeah.
I put Quran on,
Yeah.
And
it just
Relaxing.
it soothes you.
Soothing.
it's an
Yeah.
instant
Yeah.
thing too.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah.
Because you can't think of fitna when Quran is the fitna is gone.
Yeah.
So you're good. Mashallah.
All right, let's go through some comments. Asadullah says, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Amir, yes, it's confusing. May Allah guide the sisters whom are lost. And alaikum salam, brothers, brother Alejandro Perez, quality over quantity.
Yes.
Jamfu outside, ha ha, y'all are still going at it, laughing out loud. Almost 2 hours, he's just making
Did he
fun of
say
us.
unprecedented? What did he say?
Alejandro Perez,
No, Faris. What did he say?
he said almost 2 hours, unprecedented, something like that.
Unprecedented. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. This is my brother from Makkah. He's like, oh shoot, because we talked about the M bull, right? I'm in
Muhammad
trouble. Right?
Bolas.
Yeah. Then Faris said, Jamfu said, subject that I actually like. Oh my
The other
God.
ones he hate.
Look what he wrote here. I'm
Impact,
not going to
yeah.
read out. Dude, are you
He
crazy?
said it. He said
I can't see it.
In fact, yes.
he can never go back. He can never go
You
back.
can never go back.
They're gonna be checking all the luggage for jump ropes.
Looking for jump ropes.
What is this? What is this?
Yes.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Alhamdulillah, I know it lasted for 2 hours. Inshallah, this is going to be beneficial for you all. But don't forget to share it. Share with your non-Muslim as well, so they can comment, have any questions. If you all disagree, leave it in the comment section. Share us some of your stories.
Yeah.
Would love to hear your side of the.
I'd like to hear some comparisons.
Yeah.
Disagreements are welcome.
Yeah.
That's how we meet. At a point we meet at a pivotal point when we can voice our disagreements, because if we don't voice the disagreements, what
There's no
happens is
conversation.
that the disagreement just lingers.
Yeah.
It lingers and we never find common ground.
And we also want to thank our Ammu Hisham, the owner of what? SG, whatever.
From SCG.
SCG, yeah, dangerous.
Would never tell you.
Right.
Would never tell you what it means.
Yeah, we highly appreciate it, man. So thanks for coming in
I appreciate
as
it.
a guest.
It was fun.
Yallah.
So tell Abu Whiskey.
Share this with him.
Anyway, this has been Amo Yum Yum, the podcast. Share the video, inshallah. Like it, dislike it, it doesn't matter. Share it. If you disagree, please
Let us know.
do so.
Yeah.
Please do so. So we could maybe make a second topic, and give some content that's actually beneficial, inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah.
What happened?
I think that's Jamfu.
Okay. This has been Amo Yum Yum, the podcast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.